Hi, it's Katrina. From mythological cities that turned out to be real to haunted caves hiding bizarre creatures, here are 10 mysterious discoveries from ancient Greece. Number 10. Ancient Greek Palace. Near the ruins of Sparta in southern Greece, archaeologists uncovered an ancient palace dating back to the Mycenaean age. Built around the 17th to 16th centuries BC, the palace had around 10 rooms and was a treasure trove of all kinds of objects. There were objects of worship, clay figurines, a cup adorned with a bull's head, swords, weapons, and fragments of murals. Excavations in the area also revealed inscriptions on tablets detailing religious ceremonies, names, and places, providing us with important details of what religious practices were like at the time. The script, called Linear B, is the oldest script to be discovered in Europe. It predates the Greek alphabet by several centuries and was the writing system used by the Mycenaean civilization. Fun fact, Linear A was the primary script used by the Minoan civilization, in case you were wondering. While tablets with Linear B were discovered a long time ago, it wasn't decoded until 1952 by a young British architect named Michael Ventris, who is said to be a tortured genius, along with Alice Kober. These important items found in the palace, along with our knowledge of Linear B, can help us learn more about the archaeological wealth and heritage of Greece. Number 9. Lost Island. There once was an island mentioned by Greek historian Xenophon that played an important role in Greek history. It was famous for being near the sea battle of Arginusae, where the Athenians defeated the Spartans near the end of the Peloponnesian War. The problem was the island was lost. Nobody knew where it was. In 2015, a team of archaeologists and geophysicists announced that they believe they had finally rediscovered the lost island in the eastern Aegean that was once home to the city of Cain. Ancient historical sources refer to 3 Arginusae islands, but it turns out that what is now a peninsula was once an island. Just right off the coast of Turkey during the Middle Ages, an Ottoman map from the 16th century shows the island had already become a peninsula, connected by deposits that formed in a narrow channel. They also found the remains of an ancient large harbor nearby, demonstrating that the small city of Cain was a strategic place and ideal to shelter ships from storms. Number 8. The Lost City of Tenea. Speaking of lost, sometimes myth and truth are one and the same. In 1984, excavators discovered a long-lost mythological city in southern Greece. Archaeologists found an ancient sarcophagus that would be the key to the lost city of Tenea, once thought to be only a mythological city mentioned in Greek texts. When the Romans destroyed the neighboring city of Corinth in 146 BCE, Tenea was lucky to survive the destruction and flourish under Roman rule. After discovering the sarcophagus, scientists believe that it could lead to further discoveries. By consulting historical references and following the trail left by the ancient town and people, the city, once thought to be a myth, was now proven to actually exist. Some years ago, scientists found the underwater ruins of the biblical city of Corinth, which was destroyed by an earthquake. Tenea was luckier all around, avoiding earthquakes, surviving the Romans. A number of exciting discoveries were made within the ruins, including jewelry, stone, and marble floors, and 200 rare coins that revealed the city was very wealthy. Other examples of the affluence of its residents included gold, copper, and bone jewelry found in ancient graves nearby. No longer simply a myth or a reference, the ancient city of Tenea has come back to life. And now for number 7, but first I wanted to give a big shout out to one of our youngest fans, Lilu Maynard from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She is just 6 years old, but her dad let me know that she's a big fan of Origins Explained on Instagram. Number 7. Ancient Silver Mine. In early 2016, a 5,000-year-old silver mine was discovered near the Aegean Sea in Thorikos. Mining is believed to have started in the 3rd millennium BC, and the earliest evidence is here. A team of mining archaeologists used a drone to locate the mine. After exploring 5 kilometers of subterranean conduits, they discovered a complex network of galleries, shafts, and chambers. Located at the foot of the Mycenaean Acropolis, pottery, tools, tool marks, graffiti, oil lamps, and crushing areas give a unique look at the tough life of the workers and what they left behind in the maze of galleries. During the excavations, it was evident that the workers, for the most part slaves, had to work under extreme conditions, including darkness and smothering heat. Add to that the physical nature of the work and the skills required to remove the silver ore in such conditions, this discovery is a prime example of not only the will of its workers, but the ingenuity and organization needed to run such a mine. Dennis Morin from the University of Lorraine said that it was difficult to imagine the extreme conditions the miners had to work under, and that the progress of the survey is slow since the bedrock is extremely hard, and they have to continuously watch the oxygen levels as they explore. Even 5,000 years ago, this mine demonstrates technological and spatial control over the mining process to extract the silver. Pretty impressive for the ancient world, isn't it? Number 6. Excerpt of Homer's Odyssey. It isn't uncommon for amazing historical finds to be unearthed during construction projects, as you know. But when an inscribed brick was found in a heap of discarded building material near the sanctuary of Zeus in Olympia, researchers found a link to one of the most famous epic poems ever written. And I don't know if you've seen Olympia lately, but it doesn't look like there is much left to discover. You need a lot of imagination for that place. Wait, how'd that get there? Anywho, found on the inscribed brick were 13 verses of the Odyssey, the epic poem detailing the Trojan War. Based on the style of lettering, researchers believe the excerpt can be dated to the 3rd century AD at the latest, making it one of the oldest inscribed sections of the Odyssey ever found in Greece. Originally written in the 8th century BC, the epic poem was first written down in the 6th century BC. Although still a mystery as to why the first 13 verses of the poem's 14th book were found on this brick, it shows that the history of the Trojan War and Odysseus' 10-year journey afterward continue to play a part in the foundation of Greeks even now, and it is important to look closely at rocks. Number 5. Mycenaean Tomb. In 2017, one of the largest Mycenaean tombs was discovered in the village of Idonia in Tenea, Greece. One of the largest tombs ever found in the region, it was incredibly found intact, unlike other tombs from the same cemetery. Known for their palatial estates, sophisticated art, and writing systems, the Mycenaeans flourished in Greece from the 17th to the 12th centuries BC. Excavations carried out since the 90s revealed 16 vaulted tombs, each with ceremonial entrances and burial chambers. Dating back to the early Mycenaean civilization around 1650 to 1400 BC, this chamber had 4 large pits with megalithic slab covers. Inside was ceramic tableware and storage vases, copper knives, daggers, swords, arrowheads, jewelry beads, and other precious objects. This tomb structure may have been protected because the roof caved in, but the site in general was used even in the Roman era. By analyzing this new tomb, researchers hope to find out more about the ruling class of Mycenaeans during the Bronze Age. Number 4. The Delos Discoveries. The island of Delos is a sacred place in Greek mythology. Famous for being the birthplace of the gods Apollo and Artemis, archaeologists have discovered the remains of an ancient port and coastal structures, as well as a number of forgotten shipwrecks. Someday, I'll report to you from a shipwreck once I get my scuba certification. With rising sea levels, the breakwater that protects the island's port is now underwater. While conducting in-depth examinations of the structure, marine archaeologists discovered, or perhaps rediscovered, several long-forgotten shipwrecks from years past. At the height of Delos' most prosperous times in the 2nd and 1st centuries BC, these ships sailed the Mediterranean carrying oil and wine. Many of these large amphora, or double-handled jars, were scattered among the debris dating back to various periods and geographical regions, including Italy, Spain, and northern Africa. A number of the other findings date back to the 5th century BC, giving further insight into a time period that is not as well documented. These shipwrecks help tell the story of the mythical island of Delos. Number 3. The Lost Ruins of Vlochos. The ancient village of Vlochos in western Thessaly was discovered more than 200 years ago. However, until now, it was thought to have only been a small settlement. New excavations, however, led by the University of Gothenburg in Sweden, revealed that it was in fact an important city located about 350 miles north of Athens. In 2016, researchers from both Greece and Sweden used ground-penetrating radar to conduct fieldwork in the area. The radar pulses found evidence of the town square and street grid, as well as ancient pottery and coins. Ancient city walls were also found from around 500 BC and measuring 40 hectares. Believed to have flourished mainly from the 4th to 3rd century BC, much of the city ruins are underground, hence why everyone lost interest for 200 years. It was then abandoned for some mysterious reason. Now, what was once a forgotten, tiny town has become a highly significant city.
Number 2. Building on earthquake fault lines.
Although the fault lines in Greece are a big part of the unique landscape and breathtaking views, researchers now believe that the ancient Greeks may have deliberately built on land that had been affected by earthquake activity. It's no secret that the ancient Greeks believed in myth and legend, and it seems that earthquake-prone areas were given a special status in the mind of ancient Greek society.
Some ancient cities, including Ephesus, Hierapolis, and Mycenae, are believed to have been constructed near areas with the presence of fault lines. Because of the way earthquakes shape the landscape, it is believed that the ancient Greeks not only placed great value on hot springs unlocked by earthquakes, but also may have purposefully built some of their temples and cities close to these sites. Delphi may have become the site of the ancient oracle because of earthquake activity. Greek folklore has many tales of individuals who journeyed to the underworld after gaining access through caves and chasms created by seismic activity. It seems that the ancient Greeks found significance in these acts of nature and utilized these forces for some of their most important creations. Number 1. Cave of Mysteries.
On the outskirts of Athens, a bizarre cave located in an ancient quarry has a bit of a strange reputation. Rumors of paranormal activity, government conspiracies, and weird sightings have been reported for many years.
Located on the slope of Mount Penteli, this cave is a famous part of the folklore and superstition of the area. Known as the Penteli Cave or Davelis Cave, it is in a quarry where the marble was taken to make the Parthenon and the Acropolis. The excavation of the marble uncovered the entrance to the cave in the 5th century. A network of tunnels snake deep underground, one way leading to a pond and the other to a dark abyss, said to lead to hell itself. Once a place of worship for followers of the Greek goat god Pan, many artifacts depicting Pan surrounded by nymphs have been found here. There are small niches carved into the rock walls where visitors might leave idols and statues as an offering to the god. Later on, it was a hideout for thieves, shelter for shepherds, nomads, and religious people.
Around the 11th century, 2 Byzantine chapels were carved into the rock entrance, but behind it, the cave remained untouched, and with various dark passages and vast halls found within, it isn't strange to believe stories of strange phenomena occurring there. Glowing orbs, bizarre creatures, and shadowy figures have all been reported lurking in the cave. Perhaps it is simply a result of the atmosphere within the rock walls or the disorienting nature of the place. Either way, attempts to photograph the phenomena have resulted in technological malfunctions. So the stories of the cave remain just that, stories for those who dare to visit. Thanks for watching. Have you ever visited any of these places? Which discovery did you like the most? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. See you soon. Bye!